Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. In the Toastmaster meeting, the very interesting portion is table topics. The table topics, the purpose of table topics are members practice thinking and speaking their own opinion. The table topics are fairly short. Once the speakers start speaking, the timer will show the green card at 1 minute, and yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card should be around 2 minutes. You have 30 seconds to finish. Now let's begin one of the table topic session. I would like to call the first speaker, Siddhika. Siddhika, your first cooking experience. Your first cooking experience, Siddhika.
My first cooking experience. Thanks a lot for this topic. My first cooking experience was, I think, when I was in 6th standard. We had just shifted to our new house and the kitchen was very good. And my mom was at home and I kept bugging her. Ma, give me some work. I want to do something. I want to do something. And believe it or not, when I was in that class, I managed to make, if not extremely good, but a decent pulao. It was very nutritious. It had good steaming hot rice, nice vegetables, and overall it was a very good learning experience because I learned to cut the vegetables, measure the salt, which is actually very, very important. And at the end of the day, I managed to keep my family alive. So I think that was the best cooking experience ever. Thank you.
The next speaker, Sanjeev. Sanjeev, your favorite food. Your favorite food, Sanjeev.
Good morning, Toastmasters. Coming to my favorite food, I can't tell one because there are many as I'm a foodie. So I always like to have fish as my favorite food. And even today, coming for the session, before half an hour before the session, I had a fish. And I traveled even cross states to have my favorite food. Before traveling to UK, I went across 800 kilometers to have my favorite food the week before I traveled. So, but this happened a long time, and but recently, as the years went by, my passion for food reduced, and my hunger increased for work than food. So I want all the Toastmasters to concentrate more on the work and be hungry for the work than having passion for the food. At one stage, you should take care of your health. Having more food also is bad to your health. Thank you.
The next speaker, Toastmaster Jayachandran. In India, which street food you like most? Don't speak about Tamil Nadu. Okay. In India, which street food you like most? Don't speak about Tamil Nadu.
Good morning, Toastmasters. I was there in Bangalore for a few years. I liked ragi ball and chicken ball. I like ragi ball and chicken ball. It was very nice because every day if we have rice kind of thing, if we have food in morning, idli, and afternoon rice, even night also we are having dosa, all are carbohydrates. These things causes sugar. Most of the sugar patients having these kind of foods. So we need to avoid rice foods so that we can keep our body much healthier. So better we can have these kind of food like ragi ball and other things. If we have these kind of food, we can be more healthier. So try to have good food, which will be very healthier for our body.
Thank you. The next speaker, Toastmaster Vinod. Toastmaster Vinod, your worst food experience. Your worst food experience, Toastmaster Vinod.
Okay. My worst food experience. Okay. I am a kind of person who will eat anything and everything. To me, the worst food experience, I consider everything edible. So, when I was a child, I was never used to hotel food. When I was a child, I had only food from home. I used to blame my mom why it is so bad. It is not like the hotel food which we get outside. When I got transferred, when I got into hostels and I got the taste of the food they provide in the hostel and even the food outside in the hotel, then only I understood how good it is to eat food from home. The homemade idli, the homemade biryani. So the worst food, what I would say is, if you keep eating the same food, it becomes the worst food. Keep on changing. As Abhijit said the other day, yesterday he was saying, try biryani one day, idli the other day, full meals the other day with payasam and papad and so on. It becomes worse if you keep repeating it. Thank you.
Next speaker, Toastmaster Prashant. Idli, dosa, and pongal. The topic, idli, dosa, and pongal. Thank you.
Okay, a few weeks back, I was busily preparing for my exams, and my parents were out of town for a marriage. So I woke up early in the morning, but my dad already called me. I saw a missed call, so I called him back. He said that, I thought you were in marriage, why did you call me? No. If you're hungry, please eat, okay? Don't leave, don't bunk food or cut your food, so that when you are utmost preparing for exams, don't forget food, because health is wealth. So since my father reminded me about food, I went to the nearby hotel around 7:30 to arrive on the board. Went there, had a plate of idli, then had a bit of dosa, then pongal, vada, then puri, and one more raw dosa I had. And last, any food I have, I need a dessert or a complete snack. So ordered a coffee, and the ambrosial smell of the coffee gave me more extent of consuming food. So I consumed all these food, and at last was heavy, so I couldn't walk. So I got an auto, went to home, then again went to my room, started studying, and at last heard a sound where, get up, it's already 8 a.m. Why are you still sleeping? Then I at last realized it was a dream, because I thought I never have so much food at one shot, because I maximum have 3 idlis or 1 dosa at a time. So okay, fine, at least one day let me have this much food when no one is around at my home. That's it.
Thank you for the wonderful experience of your dosa, idli, and pongal. And next guest is Kirti. So topic, in Tamil Nadu, which district food you like? In Tamil Nadu, which district food you like?
In Tamil Nadu, to be specific, like obviously I just passed it for my college and mechanical. And though I'm single, I don't have a girlfriend. When we are being with the boys and gang, we used to go, we have food in the roadside shops, and we could be economical to save for the weekend and all to party with them. So obviously we had been used to the parotas and all. If you go to the same Madurai side and all, the taste of parota and paya what you have is typically different, which we have what we have here. That is one of my big time favorite. And I'm from Erode. In my Erode, my district, The country chicken is the best ever in the South Zone. Actually, according to me, whichever I have tasted, actually, it's actually mouth-watering. When I used to see my chicken and all, seriously, Vinod knows this experience. He has been there. So these are my favorite foods all time.
Next speaker. What's my title? Mutton biryani. Veg pulao. Mutton biryani.
Thanks, Tabletop X Master, for this wonderful question to me. I would right away go to mutton biryani. I mean, there is no choice. I mean, mutton biryani versus veg pulao. I would frankly give up anything veg to take up anything non-veg. That is the kind of person I am. And mutton biryani versus veg pulao, unless of course it is something like the mutton is 2 days old or something like that, any given day it will be a mutton biryani. Mutton biryani, that too, if it is, I've tried like 5-6 different varieties of mutton biryani, from Hyderabadi biryani to Lucknowi biryani to Talapagatti biryani. So among all these, I feel that mutton biryani, if you get it in boneless variety, nothing can beat that kind of a combination. And if it were to be having along with, say, somebody you like, and if that person happens to be a vegetarian, most of my friends are non-vegetarian, so it's very difficult to find a vegetarian friend who will go and have food with me, because most of the time they give me signals that you are eating animals, dead animals. So I mean, what's the point of having all this kind of food? So the only counter that I have for them is whatever goes inside is already dead. That's why you are able to consume it, be it plants or be it animals or whatever. So any given day, the choice would be between mutton biryani and veg pulao. It will always be a mutton biryani. Thank you.
Next speaker. Yes. Amin, your favorite sweet. Your favorite sweet. Amin.
My favorite sweet is vatlap. It's called vatlap. My mom used to make it.
Next speaker, Toastmaster Kalyan. Toastmaster Kalyan, your sentiment food.
Me and sentiments. I mean, I don't specifically have sentiment food, but sometimes my certain sentiments are kindled, and then I remember a few things with food. I used to stay here in Chennai while I was studying, and then for weekends I used to go home for food. I mean, seriously for food. Because what happens, today Vinod is blessed because he has got this many number of restaurants. 1992, we never had any restaurants in Chennai. To eat food, Saranavon was not there. So Saranavon was not there. So to eat food, all we need to will have is at Rayapeta 1 or 2 Kalyandi Bhavans, and then one safari will be there at Rayapeta Signal. To eat decent food, a mess will give you the worst food ever in the hostel. It is an Andhra mess. Morning it will be full meals, afternoon it will be full meals, again night it will be full meals. Idli, dosa and all we eat only on a weekend. So on a Friday, before going to college on a Friday, this is on my PG. Because UG, I did my UG at Vellore with my parents. And here on a Friday evening, I'll pack my bag, keep, so that I can go running, catch the train, go to Vellore. I'll go, get on a car party and then go to my place. It will be 10:30 minimum. Few days my father will wait for me just to have that meal with me. So that particular meal which I used to have on a Friday evening will be a very sentimental one.
Thank you, Kalyan. Our next speaker, Toastmaster Albert. Modern food with ancient food. Modern food with ancient food. Those monsters are
It's a very good topic is given, modern food versus ancient food. I don't know what to say about modern and ancient food. Food, it matters. It doesn't matter what the food, as I said, I think already we didn't give it an intro. Anything allowed to eat is all, I'm basically believe in complete green revolution. I'm against people who are killing all the plants and so I want to eat anything which flies, which crawls, which swims, anything I'll eat. And the best food I would say, I had one time I went to Japan, so I'm not sure how many have heard about it. Sushi, they say, sushi. So the live fishes, it was it was completely different. First time I had it out there, it is entirely different. And the same most experience also I could say in Japan. So once we went, they had, I've forgotten the name of it as well. Wow, so complete noodles and everything would be there. So, having it with the chopstick was very difficult. So in that place they had one rice and there was also a chicken 65 kind of thing was there. So I went and ordered that. And for the rice, there's nothing like given to eat as well. The chopstick was there. I was just looking what to do, how to eat. I was sitting out there and then said and somehow one said okay, at least get me the fork at least. I somehow managed to eat the fork. So there's a different experience for the modern food. Ancient food I've tried, but that didn't excite me much. So that's about how.
The next speaker, Toastmaster Arvind. Toastmaster Arvind. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. Which portion do you like? Breakfast, lunch and dinner. Which portion? Toastmaster Arvind.
Oh, that was a lot. Breakfast, lunch and dinner, which I like the most. Basically, whatever it is, be it breakfast, be it lunch or be it dinner, whenever I'm hungry and if I eat it, whatever I eat tastes better. That is actually true, I guess. So most probably there are a lot of dishes for vegetarians only during the lunch time. So probably I would go for lunch. That is when they used to serve all these 15 items in a South Indian meal, or all the sweets, all the desserts. If you go for a treat with your teammates, or if you go for a treat with your whomsoever it is, only the lunch they serve you.
Who is the two?
And with the dinner, I can eat a lot during dinner, but I don't want that to happen, because at the end of the day, what happens is you'll end up in the morning with an acidic stomach, and the entire day flops. So I would say I would love to eat a vegetarian meal with all the items, the food, the puriyal, all the items. So you have to club food puriyal is also something related to food. So all those my lunch. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the speaker, Toastmaster Tushar. Toastmaster Tushar. Burger, pizza, where? Unlimited, not unlimited.
Targeted.
Unlimited.
Good morning, everyone. Burger, pizza versus unlimited North Indian meals, a food. A very difficult choice. I mean, I really don't want to, I don't like to discriminate between socialism is inborn in us. We have grown up seeing Nehru, Gandhi, Rohingya, Jivan Ram. Equal opportunity to everyone, don't discriminate, equality, these are the concepts we have been taught in our civil subject. Even though pizza comes from abroad, it's a in food term it's a migrant or immigrant, but still, we are a tolerant society. We give equal opportunity to everyone, be it pizza, a burger, or North Indian, South Indian, there's no discrimination, there's no division among food. It comes from Mother Nature. It comes from Mother Nature. It should be treated equally. Hence, I appeal to everyone, don't discriminate. Eat whatever you get, respect whatever you get, and as Lokesh said, don't waste food. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Toastmaster Tilwa. Your topic? Which rice like most? Fried rice, especially. Included rice, Szechuan fried rice, or Chinese. There you go, right?
Good morning. As Agastya said, right, like one of the so good food is a medicine. So whatever food gives good health, choose for that. So basically, I mean, when I choose or when I go for a restaurant or when I ask my wife or mother to prepare a food, I would basically see that whether it gives something out of it. Okay, I know like all food is good, but basically like when I say like fried rice, I still remember my college days like where we used to go out and have fried rice and noodles, where they used to deep fry in the same oil, right? So basically I don't like fried rice. So in the morning also I shared with Jay that idli is my favorite food, but you are giving the topic to talk about fried rice and noodles. So I would opt for idli, but you can keep the topic with you. Thank you. Thanks.
The debate topic to come to the end. I hope you will enjoy this debate topic sessions. Thank you. Over to this first.
So now it's time to vote for the best both prepared speeches and table topic speeches. Timer, please read out the list of qualified prepared speeches.
All prepared
All of
speakers
them
are
are qualified. So please vote for the best prepared speaker. The ballot sheets, Sergeant at Arms. Okay, now for the table topic speakers, timer, please read out the names of table topic speakers and everyone raise their hands when your name is called out so that
All the
qualified speakers, names of them.
Toastmaster Sanjeev,
Raise your
Toastmaster Jayachandran, Toastmaster Vinod, Toastmaster Prashant, myself Abhijit, guest, Toastmaster Kalyan, Toastmaster Godwin, Toastmaster Arvind, and Toastmaster Tushar.
Please vote for the best topic speaker. Okay, so after this table topic session, I've lost all count of how many biryanis and how many too many. So I actually divide. Tushar said no division, but in my head there's actually a division of short-term food and long-term food. Short-term food has a very huge gravitational pull. This consists of pizza, ice cream, all those fat food, like chocolates, that will attract you more. Long-term foods are like curd rice and those very soothing but not so attractive foods. In my hostel, we have a choice every time to actually put which mess we want to go for the next month. We have a choice of putting a normal mess where we get routine food and the kind of food which Kalyan described, the very bland mess food, or we have another option of putting a food court, which is like a restaurant where they give us coupons and we can order whatever we want. So I've been putting the normal mess for a very long time and I got very bored. So the next time I decided to put food court for the next 2 months. So I went to the food court and every time, there'll be normal food there also, there'll be meals and everything. But every time I go to that food court, that naan and paneer butter masala and gobi manchurian, that will attract me more than curd rice and normal South Indian meals. So every single time I'll go there thinking, okay, I want to eat a very heavy, fat-free, butter-full lunch, but I end up ordering naan and paneer butter masala every single day, and for I think 1.5 months I ate naan every single day, and at the end of it, I felt very weird at the end. I couldn't, it wasn't very, that's why I call it short-term food. So, I believe that long-term food should be had should be had, majorly long-term food is what we should have, and short-term food we should have every now and then. We can't stop having pizza, it's there, of course you can't stop having it. So, we should balance our food so that we have these, we should underestimate the power of curd rice. At the same time, we should have occasional pizza here and there. So, how many of you actually forgot to eat breakfast or missed breakfast today? Okay. So, these guys have actually put medley before breakfast. A big round of applause. But you should have considered your options. Your option was to either have a breakfast or like listen to a bunch of people talking about food. So we move on to the next session quickly. The next session is the evaluation session, and I welcome Toastmaster Vijay Rajan back on stage again.
Good morning once again. For qualitative analysis for the speeches, today we have 4 speeches. Speeches from Santosh, Prakash, Lokesh and Balaji. To evaluate them, we have 4 evaluators. And for the today, since Thomas sir is going out by 11:30, I would like to invite him first. And by this time, everybody knows Thomas sir, but still for the newcomers. Actually, every time whenever I go to the search for the meaning of the word in Google, I type the meaning of the word and you will get the meaning, and nearby you will have an icon to hear the pronunciation. Whenever I click the pronunciation, somebody's voice is coming. Whenever I hear the voice, Thomas sir is coming here. So, to evaluate Balamurali's speech, we have Toastmaster Thomas. Please come on.